Welcome to the Wealthy Practitioner Podcast. I'm Dr. Nikki Cottis.
I'm Dr. Alejandro Elias.
And I'm Dr. Gabrielle Manto. Together, we help wellness practitioners build profitable, scalable businesses without sacrificing their health, their families, or their freedom.
On this podcast, we'll talk profit, leadership, and ownership, so your business works for you, not the other way around.
This is the Wealthy Practitioner Podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Wealthy Practitioner Podcast. My name is Alejandro, and I am the newest coach of TWP and one of your co-hosts of this podcast. I am so honored and thrilled to spend a few minutes on Mondays every single month with you guys. So I hope you guys are super excited about this. A little bit about my background. I practice with my wife, Emily. Our main clinic is in Abilene, Texas, West Texas. We've been practicing for 4 years. Thanks to scaling that single clinic, now we own 5 clinics, and I'm going to give you a background about that as well. How did we go from 1 to 5 clinics in 4 years? How did we scale the clinics? All the clinics are far apart. The closest one is 2.5 hours, and the farthest one is literally on a different state. So I cannot practice in one clinic and then the afternoon go to a different clinic. It's impossible. So how did we do that? I'll explain you guys today. So by the end of this podcast, hopefully you guys will be able to scale your main business. It doesn't have to be a chiropractic clinic, but if you can scale your main clinic or your main business, you can have more fun doing other things that you actually love and enjoy. Scaling up successfully requires leaders who possess aptitudes for prediction, delegation, and repetition. Today, I will give you 7 points that we learned throughout the 4 years of practice from 1 to 5 clinics. These 7 points, it was, again, mistakes and feedback that were helpful to scale 5 clinics. I was reading recently a study about Ian Rudy. He's a CEO of ExpressMed. He's a company based in Ohio. And he asked one of his coworkers, wasn't I supposed to be making more money and having more fun the bigger the company got? And the person asked him, why are you asking this? And he got super emotional and started talking that he had this ski trip planned with his family, his wife and his kids for years. And when it was coming, he had to cancel last minute. So basically he canceled his wife and his kids because he had to be in the company. He was needed on the business. And for him, that was not fun. He was working 80 hours a week, not because he wanted, but because he had to. And there's a big difference there. Some people work 80 hours because they actually enjoy it. They love it. It's their passion. But for Ian, he just had to be on the business. He was needed on the business. So that was not fun. And I don't want you guys to make that same mistake, because I understand there's a period of hustling, but as well, there has to be a period of scaling that you don't have to be in your main business in order to run. And that is the goal for everyone. Currently, I practice because I actually love adjusting people. I actually love interacting with patients. It's not because I had to be in the clinic, it's because I enjoy being there. Again, I try not practicing for a whole month, and I kind of got depressed, guys. Like, I needed that interaction. And I remember Steph told me once, go and adjust a couple people, and my dopamine literally increased insanely. So I had to be in the clinic. Now I enjoy being in the clinic. With the 7 points I'm going to start with, the first point is we give profits to the doctors on the different clinics. We give them profit and equity. What do I mean? Our second office that we bought on our second year in practice, it didn't go well. We had to close it in 90 days. So this clinic was not doing well. We purchased it still, and the doctor that was there was on a W-2. He didn't have equity. He wasn't splitting profit. He was just getting paid his main salary, and that's it. It's a cash-based clinic. And he didn't care about bringing new patients. He didn't care about helping people. He wasn't obsessed with the mission. So he could care less. He was just clocking in at 8 a.m., clocking out at 6 p.m. So he didn't care. We had to close the clinic, and we learned from there not to give W-2, but if not, give profits and equity to our doctors. That way they can have skin on the game. And if they're winning, we are winning. So again, the first mistake that we did was having the doctor 3 hours. That is 3 hours away from our main clinic. So the clinic was 3 hours away from us. He was on a W-2. He didn't care. So now from there, we had to close it. we went to the whiteboard, my wife and I, and wrote the plan and say, okay, that was the biggest mistake. Being on W-2, let's start giving profit and equity. So we learned from that. I think it was 3 months later, we purchased another clinic. In that clinic, we put the doctor on profit, and every profit that he got some equity as well. So we were splitting profit. He got some equity, and this clinic is still growing. I told everyone this clinic was doing $7,000 when we bought it, and right now it's on the $45,000. But it's not just that; it's the amount of people that they're actually helping in that clinic. So thanks to giving them profit and equity, he's a happy doctor, happy camper, and he loves helping people. So that's a big difference from the W-2. So again, mistake number one that we did was putting someone on W-2. Number two, having a big mission. What do I mean? Every time I go to Chick-fil-A, people are so enjoyable, and I could go to the Chick-fil-A in Texas and I could go to a Chick-fil-A in New York, and they're going to be the same thing. I'm going to be served the same thing, and the employees are going to be acting the same. They're super excited to be there. Why? Because they bought into the mission of Chick-fil-A. So my wife and I sat again on the whiteboard, and we said, we want to be the Chick-fil-A of upper cervical chiropractic. How do we do that? And we started going over our mission, our core values, and we want to be able, if you go to the clinic 1 and next week you go to clinic 5, you get the same service, same customer service. That is our main goal. So in order, when we hire now people, we go over the mission. And in the main clinic, if you're not willing to train people, you cannot be part of the team. Why? Because this is a training center. People from different clinics come to our clinic to train, to go back to their main clinic, to give the best customer service, give the best care to the clients. So now we go over the mission with everyone that we hired. And we told them, hey, we want to have 300 clinics. Why do we want to have 300 clinics? Because that means we're helping 300 chiropractors that are helping 300 communities. And I told them, guys, it's not a big ego or anything. It's just we need to fight the medical system. Right now, there's a lot of people on painkillers, a lot of people getting surgeries. And that I can not handle that. So they need to buy into the mission in order to work with us. If they're not part of the mission, unfortunately, they cannot work with us. And this goes for the doctors, and this goes for the CAs. I need to have people that are obsessed with how we practice, that are obsessed with being holistic. That is our main goal. So we go over the mission. They bought into the mission, and I don't have the problem of they don't want to work there. The chiropractor that is 5 hours away from us don't want to practice because blah, blah, blah. No, they have to be obsessed with the mission in order to help more people. So that was one of the big wins that we got, is big mission. We got our chiropractors and our CAs obsessed with the mission. Number 3, high risk tolerance. What do I mean? Even if you have one clinic or one business, 5 businesses, it doesn't matter. You have to have high risk tolerance. Sometimes you're not going to be able to pay the bills from your clinic, and you have to take it from savings. That's what I mean with high risk tolerance. Recently, one of our clinics didn't perform well. I wasn't going to have the doctor just not get paid because I'm human. I want him to still have a lifestyle. So I had to take money from my savings and transfer it to the clinic. That way I could pay the doctor. And that can happen in your main clinic only. You can only have one clinic and your office is not making money. You still need to pay your assistant. So sometimes you're going to have to get money from your savings to your assistant. Hopefully that never happens. But I just want to warn you, as you grow to multiple clinics, it might happen. So just be ready for that. If that is something that you want, be ready for that. I've talked to many people that have multiple clinics, and some of them regret it. Some of them want to get rid of it. It is not for everyone. You need to be obsessed with what you're doing. So if you're happy with your one clinic and you're doubting of opening another clinic, if you're doubting it, just stay with your main clinic. You have to make sure that you actually want it. But based on that, let's go back to point number 2. You need to have a big mission. Don't just open it to make money, because that's not going to make you happy. You're going to get rid of that. You need to open it with a big purpose. What is your purpose? Why do you want to open it? Because we want to help 300 communities. That's what we did it. So again, think about that and make sure that you want to open more businesses. So point number 3, high risk tolerance. Point number 4, culture. In every single clinic, we have a culture person. What do I mean? And it doesn't have to be the chiropractor. Most of the times it's the CAs. Culture person is the one that is in charge of maintaining the culture of the clinic. It's way different than the office manager. If you're not practicing how the culture establishes, if you're not taking care of yourself, how the culture establishes, this person is going to approach you and let you know, like, hey, how can I help you? I've noticed that this, and this, you're not getting it done. How can I help you? Like for us, one of the culture is that we like working out. And we give them the culture memo before they sign to work with us. Once they sign it, then I have their commitment. So recently, there was a person that was slacking on that, and the culture person approached them and say, hey, what's happening? And they were going through a season of life, but thankfully we were able to check in, and then that person got back to it. It's just a lifestyle. I need people to be happy. I need people to be all in when they're with us. So we do weekly and quarterly check-ins. So that culture person do a weekly check-in with every single person, 3 to 5 minutes, and then every quarter we do a check-in that is more solid. We have a big foundation for that, and it takes 30 minutes. Again, we have an open door policy, so if you have a problem, feel free to let me know. We tell that to every single staff and every single doctor, but we still do the weekly check-in, make sure that you are part of the culture, and then we do a quarterly check-in. So that is point number 4, was culture. Point number 5, level 10 meetings. For all the clinics, we do a level 10 meetings. If you're not familiar with a level 10 meeting, the book Traction talks about this. If you're a client of the Wealthy Practitioner podcast, thankfully, we were able to have a call a couple weeks ago going over a level 10 meeting. So go back to it and look for it. But on the quarterly meetings, we do them weekly, quarterly, and yearly for the level 10 meetings. So I'm so far from every single clinic that I need to check in with all the chiropractors on the clinic. So on Tuesdays, we have a meeting with every single clinic going over a level 10 meeting. Recently, thankfully, that's what I call scaling. We were able to put all the clinics together in one single meeting of 90 minutes instead of being on 5 different meetings of 45 minutes every single Tuesday. Now we did it of 90 minutes for 5 clinics. And we do check-ins, we do scorecards, we do rocks, we do to-do lists, we do IDS, we do all the level 10 meetings. And thanks to that, we've been able to scale to 5 clinics. And if we scale to 20 clinics, this system is still sustainable to keep scaling to more and more clinics. And that we've been doing it in our main clinic. Now, if you only have one business, one clinic, I recommend you doing a 45-minute level 10 meeting every single week, same day, same time with your staff. If you have a bigger team of 8 people or more, it's going to take you 90 minutes. If it's less than 8 people, just do the meeting 45 minutes or less. But with this level 10 structure, you're going to get things done, and not everything is going to fall down on the business owner. That's what usually happens. People tell me, hey, I'm in charge of everything. No, you're not. We just don't have an established system, so we need to work on that. So level 10 meeting is point number 5. Point number 6 is day-to-day systems. Our systems are dialed in, and I can brag about that because the first 3 years they were not. And we've been doing a lot of mistakes. And thankfully now, the 4th year, we've been able to scale and establish a system that is reproducible in every single clinic. For everything that happens on the clinic, we have a system. An example of this, our first year in practice, this guy came with a lot of back pain, and he was acting like if it was an emergency. He came, he checked in with the staff, and then he laid down on the floor. He was just laying on the floor. What happened with that? It doesn't look good, you know? We are a cash-based practice. We see a lot of families, a lot of kids. If a kid's come in to check in and he sees the guy on the floor, it doesn't look nice for your business. So what did I do? I went to the patient and took him to a room. And I told the staff, if this ever happens again, someone comes like that, you're going to take them to a room. It could be the consultation room, an adjustment room. It doesn't matter. The first room that is available, you're going to get that person there and they're going to lay down. Why? Because you don't want people to come to your business and see someone laying down on the floor. Now, how can I make sure the clinic that is in Arkansas is going to know about this? We opened a circle app for all of our clinics with different systems and different problems that are going to happen. And I recorded a video about this situation and I wrote it down as well on our playbook. That way everyone is aware that if this happens in your clinic, you need to make sure your staff takes them to a room. It cannot just depend on the provider. Your staff needs to know that this is a problem. It doesn't look good. Someone laying down on the floor, take them to a room. So for everything, we have a system. So my recommendation for you, if things are happening or if it's something new, something keeps happening or something new happens and you know it's going to be a problem, write it down, record a Loom video, put it on a Google Drive. After you put it on the Google Drive, make sure you type it on a Google Drive that this is a problem. That way, when you hire new people or if you hire an associate, they already know this was a problem. If this happened, this is how you manage it. Because let's suppose you're on vacation, you go to Europe, and your clinic is running without you. And a situation like this happens, you don't want them to text you or call you. They can go to the Google Drive and look for it because it's something that happened already. And they could take care of it. So again, make sure that everything is reproducible. And again, this could be for one clinic, 5 clinics, 20 clinics, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you type everything. Like if your clinic is gonna grow so much that you're not gonna be able to be present, that way everyone knows how to handle those situations. 7, the right person on the right seat. What do I mean? When we hire people, we don't hire for resume, we don't hire for experience, we don't partner with chiropractors based on their resume or their experience or their grades in chiropractic school. We could care less about that. How do we hire people? We hire based on their core values and we play to their strength. Another thing, we hire based on how fast people learn. I don't want a staff that is a slow learner and I need to pour so much time, so much energy in order for them to learn how to do something basic like checking in a patient and it took them 90 days to learn it. Unfortunately, that's a person that I don't need in my clinic. So I'm looking for someone that can learn fast and that they have the core values, and that goes to chiropractors and associates or EAs, whatever role we're hiring, this is what we're looking. And what do I mean with the right person on the right seat? You might have the most lovely staff that you love her, but she is a talker and she loves talking. That is a person that you don't need on the front desk, because the front desk, you don't want a lot of people just doing a line because that person is still having a conversation with the same client. When it comes to someone that you actually like, has all your core values, but that person likes talking a lot, I recommend you put that person on therapy. Because on therapy, if they have to be hands-on for 5-10 minutes, that's where you want the talker. You don't want a talker on the front. When it's a high volume clinic, you have to be moving. You need to be answering the phone, multitasking, checking in, checking out people. You cannot have a talker just being there with one single patient. So I recommend you, if you have a talker, make sure they are on therapies or whatever role you have for them that is not on the front desk. Again, play for their strength. Use their strength. People don't want to be doing something that they're not good at. So make sure you have your staff working for their strength. Like for me, I cannot be on the front desk answering the phone because I have a big accent and I don't like it. So if someone puts me to answer the phone calls, it's not playing to my strength. You already know I have a big accent. I'm in West Texas. People have a thicker accent than mine here. People don't understand me. It's going to be hard. So again, don't do that to your staff. Play for the strength. And again, this could be in one clinic or multiple clinics. As a fun fact, make sure that before you explore any other adventure, make sure your main business is scalable. What do I mean? On our second year, our clinics were not scalable, and I started experimenting with buying Airbnbs. I bought 2 Airbnbs at the same time, thinking that was going to be passive income, and that is not how people say it. It's not passive income. It requires your time and attention still. So I bought the Airbnbs, I had them on the market, and I lost so much time, so much money, and my clinic suffered because my attention was going to the Airbnbs. My clinic was not scalable yet, and I started playing with other things that are not in my strength. So just be careful on your adventures that you have. Make sure your main business is scalable. I hope these 7 points help you guys. I want to remind you guys, this week on Wednesday, we start 90-day sprint. If you're not part of it and you've never done it, I highly recommend you. When I did 90-day sprint, is what helped us go from 2 clinics to 5 clinics. Thanks to that, we were able to create a system. We were able to scale everything. So 90-day sprint, your clinic can be doing 10,000 or your clinic could be doing 500,000 in one single month. It's actually going to help you. It's super helpful. It helped me, and I could guarantee it's going to help you if you actually put the work. So highly recommend you joining 90-day sprint. It's starting on Wednesday of this week. It is the only time that we're doing it this year. So please take advantage of it, and I'll see you guys next month.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Wealthy Practitioner Podcast. If you want to connect with other practitioners just like you, be sure to join our Facebook group at The Wealthy Practitioner, and be sure to follow us on Instagram. See you next week.